Time to get away. Today, we are talking about Zion National Park in Utah.
That's right, travel journalist Justin Walter joining us once again today. Justin, welcome. It's always great to see you, and I'm really excited about this place. Many people know I worked in Salt Lake City for 5 years, so I've been all of the great national parks. Utah has so many of them, but Zion is a special place. And great for hiking as well, but more to do, especially canyoneering. What exactly is that?
Yeah, so Greater Zion has so many outdoor adventures. Canyoneering is where you hike up to the top of basically slot canyons, and then you get down by rappelling down these slot canyons. I went with a company called Zion Amazing Adventures at Lamb's Knoll, which is directly on the western border of Zion. So you get Zion-like terrain and get to have so much fun exploring these slot canyons by rappelling down them. I cannot recommend this adventure enough.
What about strength? I mean,
or weight.
Yeah, or weight. Like, you know, is this one of the or younger children? I mean, how would you feel about that?
It's a great activity for people of all ages, skill levels, and weight. The company we went with, they prioritize obviously safety, and it's rock climbing ropes and rappel ropes that it can hold a good amount of weight. You don't have to be that skilled. They give you good tutorials on how to go up and down, how to use the ropes. And when we were there, we saw young kids doing it with their families. It's a great family activity, family adventure. So it can be anyone from all different ages.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
cool.
It makes it less intimidating that way as well, when you know that you'll really get someone to guide you through it.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about our favorite topic, the food. Where did you guys eat? Where do you go for the good stuff?
So here's something I don't know if anyone's ever heard of. It's a pop-up dinner on the side of a cliff overlooking Zion National Park. This is one of the best dinners I've ever had in my entire life.
Whoa.
It's by a private chef, Chef Jeff Crossland. He does these off-the-grid adventure dinners, farm to table, locally sourced meats and food, where we got our location of where we were going by getting GPS coordinates. So we followed the GPS coordinates, and there you can see these beautiful views where our table was literally on the side of a cliff overlooking Zion National Park for sunset. One of the best dinners of my life.
That looks amazing.
That's truly an experience you'll remember.
That is bananas how amazing that looks.
Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous. It is so beautiful to watch the sunset. He cooked literally at a fire in front of us on the side of the cliff, and it's a remarkable experience.
Well, I'm assuming, Justin, you didn't go all city slickers and just pull out a sleeping bag by the fire there. I'm sure there was some.
I wish I did.
I know you could do it, right? But what about places to stay? I know that things are so relatively close. A lot of people, these national parks are very accessible in Utah. But what about a place to stay?
I recommend Zion Weeping Buffalo Resort. It is luxury glamping. You can stay in one of their 20 covered wagons, which you see right there, or you could stay in one of their multi-level 5 luxury teepees. It's about 30 minutes from Zion National Park, and it's about a 30-minute drive from all these adventures that you can do: canyoneering, going stand-up paddleboarding at Sand Hollow State Park. There's so many outdoor adventures that are very close to this location and within a 30-minute drive. And I have never stayed in a covered wagon before, so staying in a covered wagon glamping style was an experience in itself. And I highly recommend to anyone who stays in there. They do have air conditioning and heating depending on what time of year you go. We didn't realize there was a heater, so it was cold at night, and we didn't. But it's luxury at its finest, glamping, and it's quite the experience to stay in a covered wagon.
Glamping, we like that word. Okay, so that looks like a lot of ground to cover. How do you actually get around? I can't imagine you're walking everywhere.
No, so it's basically, you can obviously rent a car getting around the Greater Zion area, but at Zion National Park, my favorite new way of exploring the actual park itself is by an e-bike. There's a company, Utah E-Bike Adventures, that I went with. This was the best bike ride I've ever taken in my entire life. It's one of my top life experiences, where the road going through Zion from the entrance to the endpoint is one road. They only allow shuttles for people that are going on all the different hikes and e-bikes. So taking an e-bike, you actually get an adventure exploring the grounds itself. And I cannot say enough, this adventure is now one of my favorite bike rides and adventures I've ever done in my entire life. You get to really experience Zion in a way that you don't get to see or experience it when you're taking the shuttles. The bikes also give you access to all the trailheads. You can just lock up your bike and go hiking on one of the many trails in Zion National Park. So for anyone who is a little more adventurous than just taking the shuttle, e-bike, e-bike, e-bike.
Justin, you bring up a good point. It's been years since I've been there, and I can't believe how it's exploded and all the great things that are available to people. But when you're looking at Canyonlands and all the different things, what should people plan for? A couple of days, 2 days, 3 days? One? I mean, obviously it depends on what you're going to do, but I mean, how much time could you spend?
That's a good question.
I mean, you could spend a whole week there, but I recommend you can do a long weekend. I was there from a Friday night to a Monday morning. I flew in and out of Las Vegas. It's only a 2.5 hour drive from Las Vegas. There's also St. George Airport. You could fly directly into St. George. So I would say you could do it in a long weekend. You can weekend warrior it from even a Saturday morning to a Sunday night, but you want to spend a couple nights. So I would say Friday night to a Sunday night or a Monday morning is ideal. But if you want to explore at a slower pace, then go for a couple days, anywhere up to a week.
I don't know about you guys, but that was one of the most impressive things you've shown us. I mean, some of the places are but I guess I'm almost surprised at how amazing.
Right.
This treasure is so close.
It's so well thought out, the entire experience, right? It's like every question got answered right there. You know, sleeping arrangements, eating arrangements, and it really seems like it's a curated, unique experience.
And your endorsement
elsewhere.
is
means
even
a lot.
Yeah, because you're calling it. Justin's calling it one of his best.
Yeah.
You can follow Justin's travels by visiting his website Around the World with Justin.com or on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, ATW Justin.
Don't let Justin go yet. I got a couple of questions for you, Justin. There's somebody who's been
let me tell you what's happening. You want to go, and these are questions related because you want to take your wife, Lisa.
No, not at all, Justin, because you're someone who spent 5 years of my life in Utah. I want to know if you experienced any Dutch oven cooking, because Utah is the Dutch oven capital of the world. I didn't know if maybe when you're out there, Chris always loves to bring up a Dutch oven. He's never, and you know it's true, Chris. You do all the time.
I'm offended.
No, you shouldn't be. That and any of the famous Utah fry sauce. You know, they have fry sauce in Utah, and they claim that they invented the fry sauce. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, you know, I have not experienced Dutch oven cooking, and what's interesting is this is actually my third time going to Zion National Park in the greater Zion area. I usually don't go back to destinations multiple times. Every time I've been, it has been a magical experience. This is my favorite national park so far that I visited in the United States. So on my fourth trip, Henry, I will experience Dutch oven cooking. So I'll get your recommendations, and I will do that on my fourth time when I go back to Zion.
Please
and
do.
Think of Henry the whole time.
Well, here's the other question, and this is actually a serious question. Bring your own booze? Is there any place, because it is, you know, there, I imagine that might be a limited option.
Pack it in.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily do that. There's a place we didn't talk about, Sand Hollow State Park, where it's about a 45-minute drive outside of Zion. It's a 1,300 foot, here we go. Here's some footage of it.
Oh, wow.
A 1,300 acre recreation reservoir where it's these awesome orange rock formations, turquoise waters. You can go stand up paddleboarding, swimming, jet skiing, scuba diving, kayaking, boating, cliff jumping, tubing, all these adventures where you bring your own booze. Everyone was there on the beaches, on the cliffs, drinking their own booze, having fun.
And he buried the lead.
Spots.
Yeah, he did bury the lead. Where is this place again, Justin?
This is Sand Hollow State Park. It's about a 45-minute drive away from Zion National Park. It was about a 30-minute drive from the Zion Weeping Buffalo Resort that we were staying at.
I've never heard of this place before.
Neither have I.
Wow.
Did you see Justin on the
another hidden
Just
treasure.
wait until all the Instagram influencers get a whiff of this. It's going to be
Well, that's
everywhere.
Justin.
Yeah,
he's one of the big ones.
I don't know what exercise program you're on, Justin. It's not working, buddy. That's
funny because the opposite is true.
Exactly.
All right. Justin, you're the best. Thanks, man. Take care, brother.
You won't see me without a shirt
All right.
anytime soon.